fish pie. First of all, get your fish. Here I've got around about a kilo of mixed fish. I've got some cod loin, some smoked haddock and some salmon. It looks like a lot, and it is a lot, but it will reduce quite a bit as it cooks. And this is going to feed 3 people 3 times, so it's going to be at least 9 servings out of this much fish. So first things first, you need to cook your fish. Some recipes have you cooking it in milk, but I find that makes it too wet. So to try and reduce the amount of wet that's added, I roast it in foil, so you remove some of that. So salmon first. First of all, lay out some orange, lemon, lime, anything you like really, at the bottom. And that provides some protection from the heat of the oven. There's quite a lot of fish here, so I need to cover quite a lot of it. So just lay it out in one layer. Liquid in there from the citrus. I need to add a little bit of seasoning, so only a pinch of salt, because I don't really want this to be so salty. Decent amount of pepper and a wee glug of oil. So you can use olive oil, this is rapeseed, just non-flavoured oil. So tiny bit of oil on these. You can use butter, but this is what I've got to hand. Plenty of pepper, but no salt on a smoky. And add a slight touch of dried thyme. Fresh thyme doesn't really, really matter. Quite a bit of, this is parsley, not thyme, sorry. Fresh parsley. Try that again, shall we? Dried parsley and a wee bit of thyme. Easy with the thyme because it can be quite bitter. I want a fair bit of citrus to help cut through that. So it doesn't matter if it's oranges, lemons, limes, just something to sit on the bottom, because this is skin, so it's got no natural kind of protection on it. Okay. Wash your hands, salt. Again, we're not going crazy here because we're seasoning everything as we go. Fair bit of pepper. And for herbs on this, I'm using tarragon. It's got quite a strong aniseedy scent, so you don't need a lot. And it's strange that once you put these together in the pie, it all seems to work, because the pieces of fish are individually flavoured by what's gone on. So they just kind of sit in the sauce. A little splash of wine. Quite a big splash that one. So that's cod there, haddock and salmon. So they need to go into the oven at gas mark 7, which is about 200 C, so it'll be 400 F, for about 20-25 minutes. I normally say 20, then turn the oven off and leave them for 5. So that's that done. Okay, so this is larger than normal. You have to work out how much mash you need. So what I do is I lay my potatoes out in a single layer in the dish, and that gives you a rough idea of how many you need. So I have them roughly fitted in and then add one. So here I'm adding some sweet potato as well as regular potato, just to add some variety in colour, I think. And something to remember, if you've used your dish as a kind of measure, make sure you wipe it out before you then go on to use it. You don't know what dirt or whatever you're going to end up in the bottom of your dish. So potatoes done and cut into fairly even sized pieces, so just add enough water just to cover, and then stick them on to boil. Okay, sorry about the background, the dishwasher's cleaning at the minute, so I always put a colander in the sink for this amount of potato. Okay, and just drain them off. And I managed to lose one. Oh my God. bit of steam. It gets rid of a lot of the excess moisture so you can end up with a smoother mash. Now depending on what fish you've got, you may have bones and things to get out, so be aware of as you move on. I find it best if you can poke a hole in the foil and open it from the middle out, so that way you're kind of leaving all the fluid in the bottom. Clean up a lot easier. These are still warm but not painfully so, and with the skin on these, it's going to be a lot easier to deal with. So turn them over and just peel back on this skin. That shows it's properly cooked because the skin's just falling off. So I'm taking off the fish in large-ish chunks, just for the minute, just bunking it in the dish. I'll finesse with it once I've got them all done. So haddock tends to have some bones in, so keep an eye out for those. Haddock done, and fold in the edges of your foil so that everything's just contained into one tidy-ish container. Okay, so these are steamed off for about 5 minutes. They're still a little steamy, but mostly dry now. So I'm just going to drop them back in the pan. And just give them a mash to start with. Just to get them started. I'm not going to use a ricer or anything like that. I'm just trusting the good old masher. Got down to kind of fluffy mush. So I'm going to add in a fairly sizable dollop of butter, or non-butter in this case, and then work that in. Because it's still got a fair bit of heat in, that's just going to melt through. Now I'm going to add some spicing, so I've just used a little bit of nutmeg. Try and use nutmeg in everything. Okay, I lied, not a little bit, a lot of nutmeg. This amount of potato I still want to use about a third of a nutmeg, not the whole thing, about a third of a nutmeg, that way you get enough of the flavour into the potato. And just mash that through with the butter. Now, because I want to spread this on top of the fish, I'm going to add the last of the milk, and that should make it thin enough that it spreads quite nicely. I'm not going to put this on straight away, I've got to go out, so I'm going to get it to a point I like, and then leave it on the side just to moulder away. Well, not moulder, either word. So you can see it's gone quite light. There's still some lumps in there. I don't mind that. I don't mind a bit of texture in mash. And then without a ricer or kind of that kind of equipment, you're not really going to get it perfectly smooth. So, right, so that's where I'm going to leave it. Okay, so I have to admit I've just had a huge brain fart. I made the white sauce on camera, but I completely forgot to press record. So take it on trust that I've made a white sauce and mixed it into the fish. Now, for whatever reason, this fish hasn't cooked down as far as it normally does, and this is way too much for this pan. So what I'm going to do is transfer some into these little individual dishes so that we've got a number of smaller ones to go in the freezer. So, and you want to go about halfway up with the fish on these. It's kind of onto the final bits, so I'm just going to level this out again. So this again is coming down to about halfway up the dish, so that if I get any kind of juices bubbling out, they shouldn't bubble out and up and make a complete mess of the oven. Right, that's done. So, and here I've got some cooked prawns. Could probably have used raw ones, but these are what were bought, and I can't stand these, or at least they don't like me. So I'm going to arrange them on 2/3 of this one. Across the top here. So that, because we're going to get 9 servings out of this. So I've got one line here of 3 servings that won't have prawns in. Well, this is sat to one side for a while. It's still a little bit warm, but not piping hot. So if I just break it up a little bit, makes it easier to work with. And I'm going to be slightly artsy and use a piping bag. This way I can make sure I've got an even layer, so that when normally you kind of splodge it on, and if you splodge it, it kind of pushes the fish around, so you end up with all the fish pulled in the middle. So I'm just going to dump in a couple of good spoonfuls. And if you're doing this from hot, then piping is going to be interesting. You might need to wear a cotton glove or something so it's less likely to burn. Okay. So, hold it by the top and just swing slightly like that, get it down a bit. Little bag clip on the top, so it's less likely to come spewing at the top. So I'm cutting a moderately large size hole at the bottom here. I don't want to be piping away forever. And then just gently squeeze it until it's at the bottom. And to delineate the non-prawn from the prawn end, I'm going to do straight lines with the potato on this side. That is the 0 prawns end. Got all these little things. And the rest I'm going to do little peaks, pipe peaks. So just like that. So got a little top tail there that will get crispy in the oven. Okay, so that's these all topped. See the kind of bobbly end and the stripes, and then these two I forked over because that's slightly more traditional, I think, for a fish pie, but the rest is done. So these now need to be cooked again, so they're brought up to proper heat. So I do suggest putting a tray or something underneath, because these will probably produce a lot of liquid. So if I remember tonight, I will try and get some photos of them when they're cooked. So there you go, fish pie a la Dragon Shed.